As a wildlife photographer and the owner of Nocturnal Wildlife Experience, I use trail cameras quite a lot. In the last episode we looked at the Cloak Pro 10 and how to set up a trail camera. So if you want to see that, just click the link below, or again at the end the link will be there. In this episode we're going to look at the slightly cheaper version than this one. This is the Terra 8. Superficially they look the same apart from maybe the colour, but inside there are slightly different resolutions and the size of the camera, etc. And that is where the additional cost will go. So we'll have a look at the Terra 8, but I'll also show you the whole range of cameras that I'm going to test in the next few episodes. If we look at them there from the right to the left, we start off with the black one, which is the Terra 8, which we're going to look at. Then we'll go on to the Cloak Pro 10. Then after that we have the Vision 12 lights out, and then the Silent Crush. And then at the far left there we have the 360 degree camera. The Terra lights out is an 8 megapixel still camera and shoots video as well, and at the time of doing this video, which is in October 2017, it's retailing at $79.95. The Cloak Pro 10, which I've already done, it is a 10 megapixel camera and shoots video as well, and it's retailing at $94.95. so there is a slight difference there. So let's look at the closer details within them to see where your money goes. If we look at them from the top down, the Terra 8, as I say, is an 8 megapixel still camera, but from the top you'll see there's that black panel at the top. Well, hidden behind there you have 21 infrared LEDs. These are completely covert and you can't see them to the naked eye. They'll give you a detection range out to about 60 feet. If you look at the Cloak Pro 10, it's a 10 megapixel camera, but hidden behind that black place is the 36 LED infrareds. So that's got slightly more infrared, so it'll get a slightly brighter picture, so it'll go slightly further out for illuminating your area under the cover of darkness. Underneath the black panel you have the actual lens of the camera. Again, both look very similar, but one's 8 megapixel and the other is 10. Underneath that you'll see there's another black round circle. That is the detection sensor. On either side of that there's two very small lights, almost as they look like from here. One of these is the sensor that detects whether it's night or day, and the other one is just the one that will flash for your testing of that actual camera when you're setting it up. Underneath that you've got the small LCD panel, which is for when you're setting the camera up initially. When you'll open the bottom, which I'll show you in a minute, you power it up, you'll get some digits that come up on there, and it'll allow you to set the date and time, and it'll allow you to set whether you wish the camera to take stills or video. All the cameras open from the bottom here. There's a small latch there, so you just click that off, open it up, and you can see there's an SD card in there. So you pop the SD card in. They take up to a 32 gigabyte, but one thing to remember is use a class 10 card. Just look for that, either the words class 10 or a 10 with a circle around it. That will give you a faster write time to the card, and it is much better. Underneath that you have the battery compartment, so you just pop that open there, and it's got 8 AA batteries in there. Now, which batteries you choose, that is very much a sort of personal choice, and it will depend on which batteries you choose, how long it will last. For instance, in really cold weather, rechargeables tend to drain quite quickly. Then I would always go for Energizer lithium batteries and use them in it. But during the summer months, and given that my cameras are not out for long periods at a time, I tend to use AA batteries, and I would always use something like 2500s or 2700s for that, and that gives me certainly enough time when I've got mine out. So you just close that up. You'd power it on with the power button. It's a very simple menu, and this one comes on and there's a red LED coming on there to tell you that it's in operation. These buttons here allow you to change the date, the time, and whether you want to shoot video or still. One thing to remember is always confirm any changes by pressing the enter button, otherwise it'll just revert back to what it was already set at. So that's pretty much it. Once it's set, red light's flashing, all you do is close this up, and that red light will eventually go out after about a minute, but if you trigger it within 2 minutes of you setting that, it will come back on to confirm that it is working okay. After 2 minutes, that light will go out and it won't come back on. It's completely covert. You don't see any lights on it whatsoever. When you come back to it, of course, open it up, touch the button to reactivate it again, and you will see the LCD will tell you if it's recorded any stills or video. When it comes to fixing this one, it comes with 2 small bungee cords which hook on here and wrap around trees. If they're not long enough to go around your choosing tree, you can use string, you can use an old bits of belt, a bit of cord, anything that you want to fix it up that you think will do. So no tripod mount in the bottom of this one though. Some of them do have tripod mounts, but not this one. And again, that other light there that you will see is the sensor that detects between daylight and night time. Other than that, that's the camera and you're good to go.